Good evening. Today we will learn about Stacey Adams' equity theory of motivation. It is a process theory of motivation wherein we understand how does something, how we are essentially focusing on the how of the motivation. We want to see how does something or some phenomena take place to motivate somebody or perhaps to demotivate somebody. So, in Adam's equity theory, we are looking at um, how levels of rewards and an employee's sense of contribution have an influence on their motivation. That is to say, that imagine that there is an employee A who works very hard, who who meets all the deadlines, who caters to the organization to the best of his or her capability, and and imagine that they get the reward equivalent to the effort that they are putting. Such a person will definitely be motivated to do more, be motivated to keep pushing, to become better. Now, imagine a scenario where this employee, the same employee who's hardworking, who meets the deadline, who gets their work done, but is not rewarded uh, equivalently to the amount of effort they are putting. Such a person, or perhaps for a while, maybe they'll push themselves in hopes of maybe getting a better reward in the future sometime. But say if it does not happen, if the reward does not ensue, then such a person will definitely start to feel demotivated. They might feel that despite putting in the work, despite putting in the effort that they're putting, they are not getting anything out of it. They're not being rewarded enough. So, Adam essentially spoke about this through his theory that how when he the reason why he used the word equity in his theory is to say how a person or an employee, whether or not they feel that their input matches or is equal to the output that they receive. So that is one aspect or perhaps one perspective of understanding Adam's equity theory. Another perspective is also to understand how does one employee compares their output or their rewards to somebody else. So imagine a scenario where, let's say, there is an employee A and an employee B. They both work very hard, and they put in a lot of effort. However, employee A gets more reward as opposed to employee B. And if employee B is aware of this, they will definitely, if they come to know of this, they will definitely feel very demotivated to work in that scenario. They will either stop working, or perhaps they will maybe they can raise a grievance with the top management or convey it to the HR department and maybe work in that direction. However, the first thing on becoming aware of this will be that it will hamper their motivation. They will feel that perhaps they're not equally rewarded, that they are not perhaps equally valued, and perhaps they might even start questioning themselves, thinking that perhaps they're not doing good enough job. So all of this will definitely hamper their motivation and further will influence or impact their job satisfaction. So Adams equity theory looked at both of these perspectives. One being how much does uh, employees' contribution match up with the reward that they receive, and also looking at the comparison between employees who are putting in same amount of effort, or perhaps just how employees sometimes compare uh, themselves with others in the organization. and uh, how can that have an influence on their motivation. So essentially, this is what Adams' equity theory is. I explained it in a very brief and in a very simple manner. I hope you understood. Thank you.